Dear MOOC learners, welcome back to this session on the MOOC on virtual education. So, in this session, we will just discuss some of the aspects of assessment of extracurricular activities. I would like to mention what are the objectives of extracurricular activities, what do you mean by extracurricular activities, and what is the concept of co-curricular activities, what are the different types of co-curricular activities, what is the need and importance. So, what are the learning outcomes of this session? After the end of this session, we will be able to understand the concept of extracurricular activities, recognize the importance and need of extracurricular activities in any educational system, construct the tools for extracurricular activities for the student, design the practice tasks for students and participation in online contests and many other things. Now, what is the concept? Let us see what is the concept of co-curricular activities. A co-curricular refers to activities, programs and learning experiences that complement in some way what the students are learning in the school. For example, the experiences that are connected to or mirror the academic curriculum. See, for example, the students doing some kind of environmental related activities they are actually doing. So, it is a co-curricular activity. Please try to understand there is a difference between the co-curricular activity and the extracurricular activity. For example, the participation in music, dance, sports, they are all called as extracurricular activities, whereas anything related to the educational scenario, they may be considered as co-curricular activity. So, there is a people sometimes use it as an interchanging verb, but there is a slight difference between co-curricular and extracurricular activities. So, what are the assessments? As you know, for learning, the assessment involves, or assessment is a part of effective planning. It focuses on how pupils learn. It is central to the classroom practice. It is the key professional skill. It recognizes all educational achievements. Please understand why I want to stress it recognizes all educational achievements. It develops the capacity for self and it helps the learners to know how to improve. It promotes understanding of goals and criteria, and also it is sensitive, constructive and fosters motivation. Okay. So, now how do we actually improve the assessment? First you have to plan, then you have to collect the data, analyze and share, then improve, and same has to be reflected. These are the planning phase, collection and analysis phase, improvement phase and reflection phase. So, what we do in each phase? Please see, first we have to develop a course or the program outcomes. In planning phase, we have to develop the course or the program outcomes, then create the course materials, map it to the core learning outcomes, develop assignment and materials. Then in collection and analysis, we collect, analyze the evidences of student learning, share the assessment practices, projects, processes and see what they have learned, then use what you learned to revise the teaching or the curriculum materials, and finally consider the effect of improvements in student learning that resulted from assessment and reflect on the cycle and prepare for the future assessment. These are all the assessment phases or the assessment cycle. So, now let us see. And with this introduction, let us see how to assess an extracurricular activity. An extracurricular activity activity is an activity performed by the students that falls outside the realm of normal curriculum of college or the university education. And such activities are generally voluntary, social, philanthropic and involve others at the same age. Students and staff direct this activity under faculty sponsorship, although student-led initiatives such as independent newspapers, community radio and many others are common. So, now what are the importance of co-curricular activities? As you know, it improves, the co-curricular and extracurricular activities improve communication skills, and as you know, the communication skills are essential in today's competitive world, and moreover the kids need time to understand how to express themselves, how to actively participate in the debate or extempore speech that can help them to relinquish their barriers. Okay. So, like that, it also inculcates moral values and decision making abilities. The extracurricular and co-curricular activities inculcates moral values and decision making ability. As you know, our sense of justice and moral values stem from early childhood. Even though various factors like family background and individual traits play a key role, participation in co and extracurricular activities help the kids to gather their thoughts. It teaches self-motivation. When a kid it is not only for a kid, when anyone struggles to learn a new skill in the early childhood, they experience failure and feel rejected at times. The importance of extracurricular activities. These extracurricular activities include games and mathematical modeling alike, which can be fun and challenging at the same time, and these activities help children to analyze the situations on their own. So, it improves the analytical ability. For example, participating in a mathematical club or mathematics exhibition is an engaging recreational activities for kids, right. So, there are a lot of other types of extracurricular activities that can be categorized in the following headings, like literacy activities, physical development activities, civic development activities, social welfare activities, leisure time activities, pleasure trip activities. These are all the part of different extracurricular activities that are used for the holistic development of any student at any level. It is not only helpful for kids, it can be used at any level. So, now these co-curricular activities are of different types, like you have speaker series, student clubs, case studies, workshops, seminars, conferences, internships, business plans and experiential learning. There are many other type of co-curricular activities which involves these things like case studies, participation in a seminar, participation in a conference, collecting different experiences from different field trips and so on. It inhibits multiple intelligence. So, let me tell you, for example, music, it improves logical smartness, it improves the vocabulary, it improves communication and interpersonal skills, it also improves your body skills and soft skills, it makes you more smart, it gives you a better visual ability, and it makes even the nature smart, self smart and picture smart. Multiple intelligences. An example, all the work and no play does not make Jill and Jack dull. It kills the potentials of discovery, mastery and openness to change and flexibility, and it hinders innovation and invention. Okay. So, this is very important. So, any extracurricular activity helps the students to attain multiple intelligence. Then let us see what is the role of co-curricular activities in social development, student social development. A study by Omok in 2009 examined the role of co-curricular activities in social and academic development among the students in Africa, and the study showed that the co-curricular activities contributed towards the social development of the student in number of ways, like instilling discipline, building tolerance, enhancing cooperation, creating a sense of responsibility, improving in judgment, accepting defeat, and improving moral values. Please see the way the students can develop himself or herself by participating in co-curricular activities. So now if you consider the number of respondents indicating the instilling discipline as 23%. So this was the study. It showed that 26% instilled discipline, 23% built tolerance, and 19% they were very cooperative, and they were the key social values the co-curriculum activities helped to instill among the students. This was the study that was done, and the graphical picture shows the same. And few also indicated that the co-curricular activities also helped in creating a sense of responsibility, students' judgment and accepting defeat, and improving moral values among the students. And the other contributions of co-curricular activities included helping some students to earn a living as a career, enhancing critical thinking, building self-confidence, earning self-respect and respect for others, and creating exposure. Okay. Given a critical role that the co-curricular activities play among the learners, parents, teachers, educational planners and policy makers are encouraged to work towards formulating the policy framework that lays emphasis on striking balance between the intellectual and the physical, social and emotional development of learners. This is also a very important aspect. So now each of the assessment activities in extracurricular and co-curricular activities, they use existing and develop new assessment tools to determine whether the student learning outcome is being achieved. You can review the assessment results and use them to guide change where needed. Okay. So therefore, you have to see what type of abilities that you want to assess. It may be logical and analytical thinking, critical thinking or creative thinking, or it can be a skills like problem solving, leadership, social, emotional, communication or technology, or it can be values like social, ethical and recreational. So each of these assessment activities can be assessed with the use of some kind of rubrics. So each of the major programs overseen by the student affairs has developed the goals and student learning outcomes in their own way. Okay. Now we have to find and create an alignment and develop a relevant programs and constituencies in academic affairs to include extracurricular and co-curricular activities that can be conducted for the overall program reviews. And in addition to the assessment of specific co-curricular programs, that is important to review the higher education programs and use the resulting information to improve the quality, as well as to ensure that they are in alignment with the college or the institute's educational objectives. So now what are the assessment tools that can be used to evaluate the extracurricular and co-curricular activities? So some tools can be used like concept maps can be used, or concept tests can be used, okay. Knowledge survey can be used, and exams. Usually here we do not follow the exam, okay, but we can conduct a different kind of assessments here. So we can have either concept maps or concept tests, and also a knowledge survey. So, now what are the extracurricular and co-curricular activities? Usually the activities are dealing with the concerned faculty here will collect the proof and provide the marks for the activity based on the rubrics, and marks may be added for a total and not exceeding, for example, it is an example 50 and this may be considered as a general subject, okay. And the type of assessment may be at the undergraduate or postgraduate level. This is the format or the rubric. So, let us see a rubrics that can be used to assess the extracurricular activities. So, what are the skills that we want to see? We want to analyze the organizing skill, participating skill at the level, whether it is at the institute level, national level or the state level or whatever it is. For example, the organizing skill, the top excellent person will be like excellent in national or international conferences, meetings, symposia, participated as an organizing committee, he can be actually given an excellent grade. Similarly, in participant, when do you give an excellent grade? When he participates in national, international level of events such as national conclaves, NCC, other camps and society meetings, etc. It should not be for a technical paper presentation. And at the institute level, for example, you will give a excellent if the college team members are is a part of sports, cricket, tennis, etc. You can give at the college level. These are some example rubrics that can be given. So, here students should be given more and more opportunities to explore their interest and abilities, and importance of co-curricular activities cannot be denied. And in order to instill the all-rounder factor in the student, co-curricular activities in the college or the school should be integrated into an academic curriculum as it is done across the several countries in the world. And also the importance of co-curricular activities in the integrative school curriculum should also be appreciated. So, to conclude, we cannot ignore the importance of extracurricular and co-curricular activities. They fuel the students' growth, it improves the students' learning outcomes, and definitely these activities are very much important for the holistic growth of the student, and hence it should be integrated as a part of any educational system. So, thank you very much.